Hey everyone, and welcome to your roadmap for STIQK2113 Discrete Structure. If you're gearing up to take this course with Rohaya Dahari, then you are in the perfect spot. We're going to break down the entire syllabus for you so you know exactly what's coming and how you can crush it this semester.
And just so we're all on the same page, everything we're about to go through comes straight from the official course syllabus from University Utara Malaysia. Think of this as your go-to guide with all the essential info pulled out and laid out for you. So what even is discrete structure? It's easy to see a course like this and just think, oh, it's another math class. But it is so much more than that. This is the logical backbone, the fundamental language behind pretty much everything we do in IT and multimedia today. To get our heads around this, we've broken it all down into 4 key parts. First, we'll ask, what's this course really about? Then, we'll map out your learning journey step by step. After that, we'll get into how you'll be graded. And finally, and this is the most important part, we'll talk about the skills you're going to walk away with. All right, let's dive into our first section. What exactly is discrete structure? We're talking about the absolute bedrock, the fundamental building blocks of computing. So if you look at the official course synopsis, you really get a feel for the scope here. We're covering a huge range of topics, from set theory and logic, which is basically the language computers speak, all the way up to how things connect through relations and functions, and even the basic ideas behind how computational machines actually think. So how do all these pieces fit together? Well, that brings us to Section 2, your learning journey. Let's take a quick tour through the 7 major topics that make up the heart and soul of this course. And here they are. You can see the progression right away, can't you? It all starts with the basic concepts, and then uses those to build up your understanding of logic and computing. From there, it gets into how all these things interact through relations and functions, before applying it all to structures like trees, and finally to abstract machines. It's a really logical climb, one step at a time. And your journey kicks off with the absolute fundamentals. You gotta walk before you can run, right? So in this first part, you'll get a solid grounding in sets, sequences, and matrices. These are the core tools you'll be using for the rest of the course. And this is where it all leads. By the time you get to that final topic, machines, you'll be taking everything you've learned and applying it to understand these really cool practical models, like finite state and quotient machines. This is where all that theory really clicks into place. Okay, let's talk about the thing that's on everyone's mind, Section 3. How are you going to be assessed? But let's think of it this way. This is your chance to really show what you've learned and demonstrate your mastery. All right, the big question. When it all comes down to it, how does this all add up to your final grade? Let's break down the numbers. This table lays it all out for us, straight from the syllabus. You've got your assignments, a midterm, a couple of quizzes, but just look at that last line. The final assessment carries a massive 40% of your entire grade. That's the big one to keep your eye on all semester. And here's a visual that just makes it crystal clear. That huge 40% chunk for the final really pops. But notice this, your assignments and quizzes also add up to 40% combined. That just goes to show that consistent effort throughout the semester is just as crucial as acing that final exam. But look, a grade is just a number at the end of the day. Let's talk about what really matters in our final section, the skills you're actually going to gain. This course is designed to give you a practical skill set you'll be using long after you finish this course. The syllabus actually points to 3 key areas where you're going to grow. You'll sharpen your cognitive skills to think more logically, you'll boost your numeracy skills for handling abstract data, and you'll build your personal skills, which is all about taking charge and solving problems on your own. I really want to zoom in on this quote from the course outcomes. The goal here isn't just for you to know these techniques, it's for you to be able to implement them with responsibility and independence. That's the real game changer. It's about becoming a confident, self-reliant problem solver, and that is absolutely invaluable in any tech career. So let's end with this question. Now that you've seen the journey, the challenges, and the incredible skills you're going to build, are you ready to learn the fundamental logic that powers every single piece of technology in your life? This course is your key to unlocking it all.